Okay, so we're going to be talking about the 4 vital behaviors, and Melissa and I broke this up. So I'm going to be talking about this super exciting inviting and also personal development. So personal development is like my favorite thing to do and talk about. So I'll save that for a second, and I'll do inviting first. So I'm going to talk for about 15 minutes, and then Melissa will go ahead and talk about the other 2 vital behaviors. So I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to start my timer, else I'll talk forever. Okay, so inviting. So I wanted to ask you guys like a few questions first. And if you guys are in the invite surge, I had watched Scotty Hobbs' video a couple of days ago, and it like really resonated with me. And I think asking powerful questions really like gets you as a coach like thinking, and then also the people that you're talking to that you are wanting to get into your challenge groups or get into your team as a coach, asking very like powerful, hard questions. It's really powerful. So my first question is, so do you guys think that if somebody does a Beachbody program or drinks Shakeology, their life would be better because of it? Like you can just like nod your head or say yes or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, like I think we can all agree, like if you, whether or not you do like Body Beast or like Country Heat or whatever, if you do some sort of Beachbody program, you follow the meal plan, you follow the schedule, and you drink Shakeology, like you're going to be better because of it. How about if somebody reads like 10 pages out of a book, like a personal development book, like Compound Effect or Slight Edge or whatever, if somebody were to read 10 pages of that book a day, or listen to some sort of podcast, do you think their life would be better because of it? Yeah, okay, I think so too. If somebody were to, like say you were to reach out to like one person a day or 3 people a day and just give them a genuine compliment. Like being in the Beachbody world, it's hard to think that like people don't compliment each other or genuinely say nice things to each other, because like we do it all the time. But if you were to pay just one person a compliment, like, hey, your hair looks really nice today, or like I really think that like you're an awesome mom, or something like that. If you were to pay at least one person a compliment a day through like a personal message or calling them on the phone, do you think that their life would be better because of it, and then your life also, because and then they're receiving that compliment? Like, do you think their life would be better because of that? Yeah, okay. And then also, if you invited somebody to one of your challenge groups, like, do you think that they would benefit from that? Like, do you think that they would be healthier, happier? They would like lose weight or gain more confidence or whatever. Something positive would happen because of that, right? So I say hell yes to like all of these questions. So when somebody says like, I don't have anybody to invite, or I don't know who to invite, like the answer is everybody, because everybody can benefit from doing a Beachbody program and drinking Shakeology. Everybody can benefit from reading a personal development book. Everybody can benefit from uplifting somebody or being the recipient of that. And everybody can benefit from a challenge group. But you can't say the same thing about the wine MLM, which I love wine, but I mean, it gives me a hangover and I feel like shit the next day. So like, I'm very unproductive the next day. But you can't say the same thing about wine. You can't say the same thing about makeup. I mean, there are some guys that wear makeup, but I mean, like, how far is that really going to take you? And like cleaning products, some people sell cleaning products, and it's nice to have a really clean home. But what we have here with Beachbody and these 4 vital behaviors and the pillars that Beachbody stands for is really like unmatched. Like nobody can compare to that. So when we're inviting people, like I used to like have this very like limited mindset of like, there's nobody to invite. I invited like all 500 of my Facebook friends or whatever, which I really didn't. Like I thought I was, but I didn't. But like I can walk outside my front door and I have like 10 neighbors who some of them I haven't even met yet, but I have not invited any of them to a challenge group. But like, I mean, I'm working on that, but I can invite all those people. And when you go to a coffee shop, like you don't know probably most of those people, but like you can invite those people. And the thing that like really stuck with me that I heard another coach say is, if you don't invite that person, I will. So if you don't go out and invite that person that you've been afraid of inviting, or go talk to that person that could potentially be a coach or a customer, then somebody else is going to do it. And that has happened to me before, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like really scared about inviting this girl. Like she'd be really awesome, but like I don't think she'd like this. I'm just gonna wait. Like I'll wait. Maybe she'll come around and ask me. And then boom, some other rock star coach who had the balls enough to ask her to join her challenge group became a coach, and then she became a rock star coach. That's happened more times than I even want to like admit. And it's sad because obviously like I would want those people like to be a part of our community, but I was like too scared to invite those people. So my first point is just think about all those things when you are thinking about inviting people or afraid to invite people. Like everybody can benefit from this. And if my coach Tara didn't care enough about me to invite me to her challenge group, like I wouldn't be here. my entire life would be totally different. And so because she cared enough and was like ballsy enough to ask me, because inviting is like kind of hard sometimes, she's helped me. And then I've in turn been able to help other people, and those people have been able to help other people. So, okay, so there's 4 points that I wanted to touch on. Like there's so much that goes into inviting, but I'm only gonna talk for 15 minutes, or 7 minutes for this topic. So I don't wanna, I'm not gonna go too in depth. So first of all, if you want to invite somebody, you have to build trust and a relationship with them. And if you don't, that's why it's going to be awkward if you're trying to talk to them about a challenge group or talk to them about coaching. So first and foremost, you have to build trust with these people. So the way that you build trust is mainly through your social media, or if you're doing Instagram or Facebook, just showing up every day, being yourself on social media, talking about what you do, talking about what you like. So for me, like I try to pick 5 areas that I think are me. So I try to talk about my animals. I can't really talk about my husband all that much because of his job, but I try to talk about like our life. I try to talk about nutrition and fitness, Beachbody, like just, I'm kind of weird. So like I try to just like post weird things. And I really like to do video because I think that I can really connect with somebody better that way than through text. And I connect with people better that way too, and I can actually like look into their eyes and like see their mannerisms and their behavior. And so that's how I try to build trust with people. And the more you do that, the more people are going to feel like they actually know you, which is super weird because I kind of forget that I'm like putting my life on blast. And so then when I meet people in person, they say things to me and then I'm like, how do you know my life? And then I'm like, oh yeah, like I put that on social media. And so it's like, these people know me. And then I'm like, then I kind of feel awkward because I'm like, but I don't really like know you. And so it's like really, it's a good thing that they know that these people know you. Like that's what you want to build, this trust with them. So you do that through social media, through personal messages. After I add somebody on Facebook, I wait until they accept my friend request, because sometimes if you message them right away, it doesn't, like, they won't see it. So I'll wait until they accept my friend request, and then I'll send them like a message or a voice clip or something, and then try to have like a conversation with them on the side. And then just like comment and like on their stuff, because it's really weird when people don't comment on like on your stuff and then they're kind of just like messaging you on the side all the time. Like, to me, it's like kind of weird. So I like to comment on their pictures. I add them to a Facebook list. And if you guys don't know what that is, just say like you don't know, because I made a video and some other coaches made a video. But you can make a list on Facebook and add certain people to it. And you can actually go to it, and it's like a separate news feed for those people. And you can look through their posts, so that you don't have to, like for Grindstone Nation, my team, I have all of my coaches in one list so that I can see all of their posts. And then for prospective challengers, prospective coaches, I will look through their stuff too, and I have a separate list so that I don't get stuck just like scrolling on Facebook. Okay, so second thing I wanted to talk about is you have to track those relationships and actually like work your list. So like however you decide to track these lists or track these conversations, like you have to track them. So if you want to do it through Excel, Teamsy, you do have to pay for Asana or pen and paper or a Google Doc, like whatever you choose track these conversations, because I am like probably the biggest failure in this like aspect of it, because I'm like, oh no, I'll remember this. Like, I'll just look through my like Facebook like inbox, and then like I'll know who I'm talking to. But like the days add up, and then that like those conversations get pushed down, and then I see somebody like on my like picture, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how she's doing. Then I go to look at the conversation, and I was like, holy shit, 2 months ago I said that I was going to follow up with her in like 3 days, and I didn't. But if you track it and actually work that list, meaning you look at it every single day to see who you're supposed to be following up with, what you've been talking about, then it's easier to cultivate that relationship. Third point, look for complaints. And so if you are, so this goes along with like inviting people. So if you see somebody on social media, like that's constantly complaining about being tired, or like they don't know what to eat, or they're confused about when to eat, or something like nutrition based or whatever, and you feel like you have the answer to that because of Shakeology, or you run like free clean eating groups or whatever, that is like an in, like to start a conversation about inviting to a free group, your challenge group, whatever. Or if you see somebody complaining about money, where they never have enough money and they can't cover their bills, maybe coaching will work for them. That's an in to start a conversation with them. Or maybe it is not enough time with their family because they're working like 60 hours a week. That could be another in for coaching. And then the fourth thing I wanted to talk about is as soon as you can relate to these people, because coaches all the time say like, when do I invite people? Like, I just don't know when the right time is. Whenever you can relate to them, invite them. So if you have been cultivating that relationship, like, let me backtrack. Like if you like add somebody and then you see like complaints, but you've never spoken to them before, like do not invite them. You have to cultivate that relationship first. And then once you've cultivated that relationship and you see that there's something there that you can relate to, like any of those complaints, invite them. And sometimes people don't have complaints, but you just like absolutely love them. Like you're like, this girl would be like a rock star coach, or this girl would like, I would love to have this girl in my challenge group. Like she would hold me accountable or something like that. Like invite them. And those are really scary. And one of my new coaches, Amanda, I was like really afraid to invite her because I'm like, I'm obsessed with this girl in like a totally normal way, but like I love her. And so I just like invited her in my car. Like I just got a pedicure and I like sent her a voice clip, and I was like freaking out and like sweating, and I probably sounded like a weirdo, and I was like, I don't know if this is your thing, but like I like really like you. And then I sent her the message, and then she sent me one back and she was like, hell yeah, totally. And I was like, did she just say yes? So it's like sometimes they don't have complaints, but you just like for whatever reason think they'd be like a rock star, or you would enjoy having them in the community. And then if you've cultivated that relationship with them, just like peel the Band-Aid off and ask them, because like I said, if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, and you don't want to have that feeling like that you didn't have the balls to do something and somebody else did. Okay, so I only have like 2 more minutes. Okay, so personal development. Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay, so personal development. I think that this is the most important vital behavior of all 4 of them, because your body and your life will only go as far as your mind will take it. And so, so if you have like a limiting mindset, or like whatever, like if you are like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or whatever, like you're never going to go very far. And so everything starts like in your mind. And I was very hesitant when I started out as a coach to do personal development, because I was like, yeah, like there are some things in my life that I would like want to change, but I don't need help. Like, and what can a book really do for me, really? Like, I'm not doing that. And my coach sent me the Slight Edge, and I read it, and I like begrudgingly read it, and then like I finished it and I was like, that was actually really good. So then I bought The Compound Effect, and then I bought like all these books, and like now I have like a huge, not huge, but I have like a really good library back there of books, and like now I just can't stop. And I read like 4 books a month. And what I do is I pick like 3 areas that I feel like I need work on. And so I try to pick a book on leadership, nutrition, and something about self-love or like relationships. And those are books that I try to read every single month so that I can try to help better my team. I can learn to love myself better and learn to cultivate my relationships with my family members and my friends and my coaches, and then just learn more about nutrition, because that's just something that really interests me. So those are the type of books that I always try to tailor my personal development to. And I think that reading books is like probably the most powerful sort of personal development, but I understand like you can't really just sit down sometimes and like read a book. So podcasts, you can download the Audible app. I just got a subscription to Success Magazine. So I used to get like Teen Magazine, and now I have like Success Magazine, and like, who am I? And getting on team calls, YouTube videos, like Tony Robbins, like, oh my God, I love the guy. Like, I actually got a free ticket to go to one of his events from our upline coach, Brigitte Linford's husband. He has a podcast, if you guys don't know, and I was listening to it, and I actually won like this freaking ticket. And I was like, holy crap. And it was like a $2,500 ticket, but I couldn't go. So I didn't go, but I was really upset. And yeah, so all these things, like personal development, it's like 90% of it is free, and it's just simple to do, but it's like the easiest thing to not do. So like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just like cooking dinner or whatever. Like, I'm gonna watch like Bates Motel, like while I'm cooking. And then I'm like, no, like you probably should listen to some personal development now. And the times that you don't want to listen to it are the times that you need to definitely, hold on a second, that you definitely need to listen to them. So let me, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, so let me see. Can I just like cut this? Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys after this video, I'm gonna share with you guys my list of like personal development books, like my favorite ones, and then I'm also gonna share with you guys some other stuff that I didn't get to talk about. But yeah, so Melissa, you go.
Oh man, okay. So I just saw that we have like 9 minutes left, so I'll talk really fast. So I am talking about the other two. Now there used to be 3 until like last year. They added the 4th one, which is recognition. And I think it's really cool that they added that because it's a huge deal and it's something that I'm really motivated by and just recently became okay with being motivated by, because I thought that it was like really shallow and really, so I'm gonna start with that one. Yeah, just shallow to be motivated by recognition, but that's, it's not. The thing is that you're all motivated by different things. So adding recognition to one of your 4 vital behaviors, I think is really important because it's just building other people up is what it is. And not only when you show recognition for people, whether it be challengers or coaches or, whatever, your family, all it does is just build up both of you, right? Because you're showing love and being proud of other people, which obviously makes you feel amazing. And I don't know anybody who doesn't like, being built up like that. Maybe some people get embarrassed, but I guarantee you deep down that they love it. So, that's good. Oh God, the rabbit's back. Sorry. So anyway, so start adding that in. I don't care what level you're at or how many coaches you have. Sorry. I'm going to go let him outside really quick. We're just going to hide from the dog. I'm sorry. The rabbit's like sitting right outside the window. He's such a jerk. Okay, so start adding that into your daily like non-negotiables. Just shout out somebody on your team. Shout out a challenger that you have. Tell your brother that they're doing something amazing. It doesn't matter what it is. Just start making a habit of that, of recognizing amazingness in other people, because that just does nothing but build everybody up. You just upgraded. Awesome. Okay. Now I left my notes in the other room. Sorry, guys. I told you he was loud. What was the other thing? Recognition and Christy. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, proof. That was okay. So this one I'm really excited about, and I'm going to spend more time on it because this one is huge, right? And I just did a little video for my team about this because this is really how we attract all of our people. This is how we get information out there. This is how we help people understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. So he follows me in here. That's awesome. And it's the best part for us, right? So you obviously need to be doing these workouts. You need to be drinking Shakeology every day, and you need to be telling people about it. So being proof that the product worked, and it incorporates, there's no time limitation anymore, incorporates personal development as well, but really for posting on social media, talking about your workouts, talking about doing before and after pictures, showing that you're sticking to something every day, doing the day 1, day 2, day 3. All of these things are just going to build that trust that Christy was talking about with all the people that you're going to eventually invite. So it's not just like having to talk constantly with people to build these relationships. You're also building these relationships through showing that you are doing this stuff and that it actually works. I get more comments on, my workout videos. I get more comments on like my food posts, which I'm trying to do more of, than anything else, because that's all people care about. You can do posts talking about stuff all day long. Nobody cares, right? Because nobody cares what you say. People are going to care what you do. And it really opens up being that proof, and posting about being that proof really opens up the conversation. So when it makes them less awkward, right? So when you send that, hey girl, I can't even tell you, almost every time I send a hey girl now, with their response comes something like, oh, it looks like you're really into fitness, or it looks like you work out a lot, or it looks, whatever. They make a comment about that because I'm so adamant about posting about my journey and posting about what I'm doing and what I'm eating. Some of the posts that I get the most likes on are my meal prep posts, because that blows people's minds. And it did mine too. It still does a little bit. I just stopped Christy, but that's what helps people be like, oh, dude, that girl can help me. She's obviously doing it, and if they know me really well, they're also like, if she can do it, then I can do it. And it really starts to build this whole base of trust, and it opens up a line of communication. Because how easy is it when I send a hey girl to somebody I do not know at all, right? Is where I'm at in my business. No idea who they are. Send them a hey girl. They send me something back asking about fitness. I'm like, it's just like this perfect little funnel into, obviously I don't invite them right away and I ask more about them, but you already have that in, right? They already know you're into fitness. They already know kind of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so after, you build the trust and you figure out that maybe a challenge group can help them, or maybe you want them on your team, then you're like, hey, like, I know we talked about this a while ago. I think you would love these challenge groups that I run. You already see what we do, or whatever it happens to be. So being proof of the product is so incredibly huge. And it's just this huge cycle of, building the trust, doing the personal development so that you can post about it, and that you're doing the workouts so that you can show people that it's possible, and it builds this trust. And all of these things work together so well to create this amazing business that you want to build. So, excuse me. I think that's kind of what I wanted to say. And you quieted down. I might go look at my notes really quick. So, oh, hi, baby. That's it. Oh, and be improve the product work. So one thing that I'm really working on a lot more is expressing the value of Shakeology, because this is a huge one, because obviously that's a huge investment for some people. And this is a weird reason, but I'm motivated by other things. So I have a friend who's really big in another MLM that, I'm not interested in at all or whatever. But, I'm kind of attracted to her posts. I would never go do it. It's not like that. But just from a business standpoint, I was trying to analyze. I'm like, okay, what is she doing that, makes me want to read her posts? And she's educating people, right? A lot of people, don't know anything about Shakeology. They lump it in with everything else, all the other some are horrible products, some are okay, whatever, but it just people lump it all together. So it's our job to kind of set it apart and start educating people about it, and educate, and you do that by, one, being proof, right? So you're drinking Shakeology every day and feeling the effects of it, and then sharing that. And I'm not talking about like listing every single ingredient and showing like your bag of Shakeology. I'm talking about, getting real with it, you know, and this depends on your niche and your attitude, and you have to put it in your own voice. But I mean, talking about how much more regular you are, like, that's a huge deal to me, because people don't understand how important it is to poo. Like, I'm sorry, like, you should be pooing every time you eat. It's, you know, and so maybe you do it a little more gracefully than that, but showing those real life effects and not just like spurting scientific facts or, you know, ingredients that people don't even know what they are. But talking about like the real life effects that you see, you know, it's helped me sleep better, or, you know, it's really helped my guts a lot. I used to have upset stomach all the time, but stuff like that. So that all comes into being proof of the product as well. So doing the, you know, and of course throwing in, if you use Energize, throwing that in there every once in a while, and Recover if you use any of the performance stuff. But yeah, and I think that's it. And that's, you know, it's something, my final point about like being the proof of the product is that's all people want to see. You know, people want to see you do it, and they want to see you be successful at it. So you have to show up every day. You have to post every day about it, whether it just be a little tidbit or a big transformation story. You know, you got to cycle through those kinds of things. But that's what's going to build the basis of trust for your business. And it just leads into like so much easier, hey girls, so much easier invites. And you're just setting yourself up for better success if you express and show your journey through your posts. And I didn't read any of the comments. Do you guys have any questions? And I think the bunny's gone. Jesus Christ.
I think that's a really good point too. And like in the invite surge, I think it was, or maybe the other surge that the Bombshell Dynasty is doing, Shay talked about how people don't really talk about the other products that Beachbody has. Like, I don't know if you guys know, Beachbody has like a skincare line, and yeah, Beachbody has a skincare line, and people on our team actually use it and say that it works really well. And Beachbody has like all the stuff in the reset. Like Shay was talking about how people are like super obsessed with like, what is it right now? Like, it's like that one spice that Indians use a lot in their food. Cumin. What?
Turmeric.
Yeah. So people are like super obsessed with that, and like they're and so apparently there's something in like the Ultimate Reset that like is basically that, or some. So basically what she was saying is, which I've never done the reset, so I don't really know exactly what she was talking about, but she was saying like Beachbody is more than just Shakeology. Like their Shakeology is really awesome, but we have a lot of other products that can help people, like skincare and like the stuff in the Ultimate Reset. And then there's like the Performance line now. And so like really use that to your advantage and like try those products out if you want to. Or if somebody ever says like, oh no, like I don't want to do Shakeology. Like I really like am okay with like my health and fitness journey, and like I really need to like get like my skin under control or whatever. Shakeology does help with that. Like if you've ever followed, what's her name? Amy Silverman, she talked about how she had like cystic acne, and Shakeology helped her. Like her base is beautiful now, like it's super clear. But maybe the skincare line with Beachbody would be something that they like try out, which is, I would like, I haven't tried it, but if somebody was like, oh, Beachbody, like try my skincare line, I'd be like, but it does work. So yeah, just like use the other products to your advantage too. Like don't forget about all the other awesome stuff that Beachbody has.
Ooh, and I just have one more quick little point, and then we'll be done. I made notes about what Christy was saying, and about inviting people before other people do, or just knowing that that possibility is out there. I live in, you guys know where I live, in Port Townsend, Washington, which is in the very northwest corner of Washington State, right? And you all know where Keisha lives, you know, the leader of Team Fit Foundation. She lives in New York City, like New York. And this was like last summer, she signed up a coach that lives 2 streets down from me. Like she's from Seattle, but she's not from here. She doesn't, you know, like anything. And that chick signed up a coach that like I see at the grocery store all the time. And she ended up, you know, not working out or whatever. But I was just like, it just goes to show you that, you know, if you don't invite people, somebody else like Keisha, who's out there not giving a fuck about who she invites, will invite them. And, you know, anyway. And then about transformation or personal development is that that is my transformation. So, really incorporating that is so huge because, for some of us, maybe we didn't have a lot of weight to lose or whatever. Personal development can create that transformation that you can express to people as well. And that can be a really powerful thing because that's all I needed. It's not all I needed, but that was a huge part of what I needed was that mental shift from where I was at to where I am now. And so that's a huge deal. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about that. Does anybody have any questions about anything at all that we talked about? Have any thoughts? No.
I guess one question. So I've been really reluctant to do any personal development, but I know I should for like my own mental health. I've been looking online for like podcasts and stuff. Does anybody have one they really like? Because there's like a billion out there and I don't know which one to choose.
Boy.
Or book. Book's good too. But I like podcasts because if I like work overnight at work, I can listen to it.
Yeah. And Audible. Have you ever tried Audible?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
Which is that's what I do because I have a really hard time sitting down and reading. Like I have to be moving a lot. So Audible is a huge deal for me and because you can get basically any book on there at all. So I don't really listen to podcasts, but that would be my suggestion is to check out Audible and start downloading some of the books on there. And I could give you a huge list for that, but Christy might have some podcasts for you too.
So inside Shakeology, they actually have a podcast. So Darren Aline talks about Shakeology. So if you want like to learn about Shakeology, they have a podcast. I also, the Chalene Show. So Chalene Johnson from PIO, she has her own podcast called The Chalene Show. And she also has another one called Build Your Tribe, which she is like more towards, leans more towards like business building. And then Brendan Bouchard, he has a podcast called The Charged Life. And I really like these because they're super short. They're like 5 to like 15 minutes long. And you can also get like emails of his podcast and like sometimes there's like videos, but that one, and then I was talking about Brigida Linford's husband. His name is Jason Linford. He has a podcast and it's called The Empowered Life. And he is like, they're two of the most wonderful people I've ever met. and they're both really successful. Like Brigida this last year she was announced as like $1 million earner in this business. So they definitely know what they're talking about and what they're doing. And then as far as Audible goes, for like books, so if you're looking for like a good self-love book, I don't think Lucia and Danielle, I don't think you guys are doing this time around, but in Grindstone Nation in our like book club, we're reading Mastering Your Mean Girl. And that's a really awesome book that kind of just is like about self-love and like not giving into like your mean girl, which is like your like alter ego that tells you all the bad things or all the things that you can't do or accomplish or whatever. And Gifts of Imperfection. I know Christian's read that. That one's really good. And then some two books that are like good, like feel good books. The Alchemist and The Energy Bus. Listen to The Energy Bus on Audible because the narrator is awesome. And The Alchemist too. So it's told like a story. So those two are really good. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
But yes, you should totally do it. Cause I was like in the same boat as you, Danielle. I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't have time for this. But like literally my marriage has been a lot better. My relationships are a lot better. Like I'm more present, and I look at things differently. I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely helps. And even if you go into it with a mindset, like a very like open mindset, just like, I'm going to learn something, cause I was like, this is stupid. I'm not going to learn anything, but and I still like gained something from it. And like, now I'm obsessed, but like, just be like open and like, open to like learning.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.